All right, the Chicago Bears, in breaking news here, have traded Justin Fields. Welcome into Bears Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. I am not in our studios in Dallas, Texas. I am not in my hometown of Dallas, or my current residency in Dallas, Texas. I'm out of town, but I'm here live breaking this down, breaking this news to you. So subscribe, support the channel wherever we are. We are breaking down news. Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2025 sixth-round pick that could turn into a fourth-round pick. My instant reaction is the value's obviously not great, right? I'm not going to jump on Ryan Poles' neck because it kind of seems like the league is just telling you that they didn't view Justin as a starter. Would I have hoped for more? Could you have maybe gotten more closer to the draft? Maybe. But there's no way of knowing that for sure. Could you have gotten more closer to the end of the season? Maybe. I don't know. Only Ryan Poles knows that. But three main reactions are that. Number one, the league did not value Justin Fields as a starter. A sixth that can turn into a fourth next year is not starting compensation for a quarterback in this league. That's number one. Now, why is the value down? Well, he's a very unique quarterback. You have to cater your offense to his strengths, something Luke Getsy didn't do enough of. And a lot of coaches and teams, yeah, the good ones tinker their system to the player, but they don't want to overhaul their system to the player. And with Justin Fields, you have to do that to an extent. I think that's why there weren't a lot of teams calling the Ravens last year for Lamar Jackson. I thought that was crazy because that guy had won an MVP and has now won a second one. But I think these specific elite running quarterbacks that have some limitations as a passer, they require some tinkering with the offense. And I think that plays a role. I think what also plays a role is his tape's just inconsistent, man. He doesn't throw with anticipation all the time. He's hesitant to throw over the middle of the field. And while he is a highlight reel, a hell of a leader, a good deep ball thrower, can make all the throws, even though he doesn't all the time, the reality is he's entering the last year of his rookie contract, and teams didn't want to pick up that $25 million rookie contract. So I think teams looked at this and like, well, we don't view him as a starter. We're not going to give you a second-round pick for a guy that at best will come in and compete to start, if not be our backup. So, yeah, the compensation isn't great. It's unfortunate for the Bears. It's unfortunate that A, he didn't work out here at a higher level and isn't this team's franchise quarterback, and B, that they didn't get more from. But at some point, you got to move on, and I'll get to that point in a second. But I do want to give me your one-word reaction to this trade first. What is your one-word reaction to Ryan Poles trading Justin Fields here on March 16th for a 2025 sixth-round pick that could turn into a fourth at best? Give me your one-word reaction during this YouTube ad break. Mine is disappointed, but finality at the same time. You had to find a resolution here. And what did Ryan Poles say at the NFL Combine? Whatever we do, I want to do right by Justin. I think once the Pittsburgh Steelers traded Kenny Pickett and only had Russell Wilson on their roster, Pittsburgh became an attractive destination if you're Justin Fields. It sounds like Russell's going to start, but Fields can go in there feeling like he can compete and have a chance, and at worst, be ready if Russ struggles or gets hurt or whatever. That's a stable organization. That's won for a long time. Mike Tomlin has been a big supporter of Justin's for a long time. I feel like that's doing right by Justin. But at the same time, it's Ryan Poles' job to do right by the Chicago Bears. But I don't think he's sitting there turning down offers for second-round picks. I don't think that's what's happening here. If it leaks out that Ryan Poles turned down a second from like the Raiders and he's like, that organization sucks, I'm going to do right by Justin, and he traded him to Pittsburgh for a sixth, then he should be fucking fired. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that is the reality of the situation. And that brings me to my second point of this reaction. I think it's clear, has been clear. I've tried to voice that I think it's pretty clear while keeping 1% of my brain open to the idea that they could keep him, even though I thought it was a long shot at best. They have thought they were drafting a quarterback for a while now. I think probably since early February they've thought that. Justin got better this year. but it was still inconsistent. He missed 4 more games with an injury. The passing game is still inconsistent. I think Luke Getsy deserves a lot of blame, but it's not all on him. Justin has to carry blame as well. The Bears view this opportunity of having the number 1 pick as too good of one to pass up on. And that became my conclusion as well. If the Bears are picking 6th overall, I don't know if this is a discussion. But they have the number 1 pick and access to whatever quarterback they want in a class with 3 really good options, 1 option in Caleb Williams that I think is a great option. And I think that's the direction they're going to go. Is there going to be some chatter about trading down for Maye or Jayden Daniels? Sure. But either way, they felt comfortable, even if something goes haywire with the Caleb evaluation, that they have other options in this draft, if that is the direction that they end up going into. And then reaction number 3 is, building off of that number 2 point, is they did not want to create the locker room, media, fan chaos that it's already been of having Justin Fields and a rookie quarterback in the same locker room, especially if it's Caleb Williams, who is a polarizing figure. They did not want that. I don't blame them for not wanting that. It's been toxic as hell among the fan base, and that's really my message to all of you, because I know it's been split. I mean, I put polls up on Twitter all the time. I've put them on this channel, in the chat. Who do you want, Caleb or Justin? It's like 50-50 every time. I think we got to be happy for Justin, wish him the best moving forward, but rally around this team. Not even Caleb yet, because we don't know that he's the pick, but around the team. At the end of the day, most of you are diehard Bears fans. At least that's how I view it. So we need to support the Bears and be excited, because the Bears can be really freaking good, guys. They've got DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert, Gerald Everett, Roschon Johnson, a young and talented offensive line. Maybe you add to that. They upgraded at center, a top 10, potentially top 5 defense if they get another good pass rusher. The number 9 pick in the NFL draft. Maybe they get another pick or 2 in this draft if they trade down. This team should have playoff expectations right now. Caleb Williams is or Drake Maye or whoever, but I think Caleb, we'll see, is walking into a very full cupboard. Is it a Super Bowl roster? I wouldn't say that just yet. Could that be soon? I think it's possible if Caleb hits, that this team could be a Super Bowl contender in 2025 and beyond. This year, let's get to the playoffs first. You can't skip steps in this league. That's pretty rare. But this is tailor-made for a rookie quarterback to walk into and succeed right away. Is that fair to Justin? No, it's not fair. Life isn't fair. You can't go back in time and wish you had better infrastructure around Justin Fields. That's the shitty part about it. But if you're looking ahead, you can look at this and say, oh my God, has a number 1 pick ever walked into a better situation roster-wise? You find one for me. I can't think of one ever. The reason teams are typically picking number 1 is because they suck. This team won 7 games last year, should have won 10 games, and has added to this roster this offseason and still has assets to add to this roster. I mean, you can win right now with the rookie quarterback. C.J. Stroud did it with less in the cupboard. There's no reason why Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, or someone else can't, unless they just flat out suck, or this coaching staff is just an absolute disaster, which, I know there's opinions on Shane Waldron, but at worst, I think he's an upgrade over Luke Getsy. So, I'm excited for that. I feel for Justin because the roster finally feels like it's playoff ready and he's not going to be here, but I still think this was the right move to reset the clock, the talent that you can get with the number 1 pick, with Caleb, all that stuff. I'm excited about it. Who's the Bears' week 1 starter next year? In other words, who are the Bears going to draft at quarterback? I think it'll be Caleb Williams, but if you think it's Drake Maye, if you think it's Jayden Daniels, go ahead and let me know down in the comments section. And lastly, before I end this little segment here, Brett, if you're watching, we're going to wrap it up soon. Thank you, Justin Fields, because you didn't have the fair shake here. You did get screwed in a lot of ways. This team's lack of success shouldn't fall sorely on or lonely on your shoulders, whatever word you want to use there. Luke Getsy was not a good fit with you. You got drafted into a regime that was halfway fired, basically, Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, who mismanaged your playing time as well and your reps leading up to the season. And by the time this roster got in shape, this team had to make a tough decision and move on. It's not fair. You did deserve better. But again, from the Bears standpoint, you can't change it. Ryan Poles can't go in his time machine and go back in time and say, yeah, let's rewind 3 years and build better infrastructure. Doesn't work that way. I wish you nothing but the best, Justin, if you were somehow watching this. Highlight reel machine that'll live forever among Bears fans. It's tough. It's a bittersweet day. There's no doubt about it. I'm not celebrating it. I'm excited for the future, but I'm not celebrating it because things were mismanaged while you were here. But I think the infrastructure is in place for the next guy. And as Bears fans, that's all we can really hope for. Get the JF1s down in the comments. Show Justin Fields some love. Give him a round of applause. I hope he somehow beats out Russell Wilson and wins that job and becomes great, because I still think he has the talent to do so. So that's what I'm wishing for. Again, be sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications. Justin Fields has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers.